Alrighty guys, brand new Yu-Gi-Oh cards. We have a new Synchro archetype called the Wildwood that just got announced, and in addition with the brand new Synchros, we actually have some new dragons as well. So I think the new dragon stuff is the Galaxy Eye support, but let's go ahead and check out some of the brand new cards, and I'll give you guys my thoughts and my reactions. So starting right off, we got Asteria of the White Woods. This is again part of the Synchro archetype. So this is a brand new level 2 light spellcaster effect monster, and it's got stats of 0/0. It says you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. So the first part is that you can send a spell or trap from your hand or field to the graveyard to special summon one light spellcaster tuner from your deck. The second part is if a spell/trap is sent to your graveyard to activate a monster effect while this card is in your graveyard, you can just special summon this card. Okay. So I'm guessing they're all about like discard one or do something. I guess it's a send, so it's not gonna fulfill the requirement of a discard, but being able to just summon anything from your deck just definitely seems pretty dang good. And then on top of that, they got another card called Reset of the White Woods. So this card over here is a level 2 light spellcaster effect monster with 0/0. It says that you can only use the first and second effects of this card's name each once per turn. The first part is you get to send one spell/trap from your hand or field to the graveyard to special summon this card from your hand, then add one White Woods monster from your deck to your hand, except for the same copy of itself. Second effect is if a light spellcaster tuner is special summoned to your field during your opponent's turn, while this card is in your graveyard, you get to add it back to your hand. Okay, so you're going to summon maybe during your opponent's turn, and then that's probably what some of the boss monsters do or something. Next up, we have Sylvie of the White Woods, which is a level 4 light spellcaster tuner effect monster with 1500 attack, 200 defense points. It says that you can only use the first and second effects of this card's name each once per turn. So the first part is if this card is normal or special summon, you get to add one White Woods spell/trap from your deck to your hand. Okay, so instantly recovers itself, and on top of that, I'm guessing you're just going to get some bonuses when you send the cards to the graveyard. Second part is if this card is in your graveyard, as a quick effect, you can target one White Woods Synchro monster you control or in your graveyard, return to the extra deck. If you do, special summon this card, but its effects are negated. Okay, so you don't get to re-add the card, but basically it can maybe dodge your Synchro from getting banished or whatever, but like you're still going pretty minus if you're replacing your Synchro with just this. So let's check out the rest of the cards. This is Arcelia? Is that how, maybe it's a typo or something. Anyways, Arcelia of the White Woods is a level 4 light spellcaster tuner effect monster with 800 attack and 1500 defense points, and it says you can only use the first, second, and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. So the first part is if you control a White Woods monster, you get to special summon this card from your hand. The second part is you get to send a spell/trap from your hand or field to the graveyard to draw one card. Okay. Considering you could just maybe use like maybe have the field spell to sort out one monster, it's like real easy, right? And then the third effect is if this card is in your graveyard, as a quick effect, you can target one White Woods Synchro monster you control or in the graveyard, return to the extra deck, and if you do, special summon this card, but its effects are negated. Okay, so you're not going to be able to send one to draw one. Okay, so really what it comes down to is how good are their boss monsters. So the first one over here is Sylvia Witch Wolf of the White Woods. So it's 1900 attack, 24 defense points. So stats are a little bit mediocre. It's going to be a level 6 light spellcaster synchro. Oh, it's a synchro tuner. So it requires one tuner and one non-tuner, so it is a generic. And it says if this card is special summon, you get to change all face-up monsters your opponent controls to face-down defense position. Okay, so it book moons everything. So maybe if you can, synchro during your opponent's turn, that wouldn't be that bad. Second part is illusion and spellcaster synchro monsters you control gain 500 attack, and I guess it would count itself. So that'd be 2400. Okay, now the stats are much better. And if they attack a defense position monster, you could do piercing. Okay, and it's inflict double piercing battle damage to your opponent. Okay. Unfortunately, if this card at least let you attack everything once, that'd be a lot better, because then you could like book a moon and then just attack into everything. But let's check out the rest of the support. This is our Arcelia. Oh, is that how it's pronounced? Arcelia? Wicked of the White Woods. So it's got 2000 attack, 1500 defense points. Looks like it's a level 6 light spellcaster synchro tuner effect monster. 2000 attack, and then its summon requirements are 1 tuner and 1+ non-tuner monsters. So it says you can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. So the first part is if this card is special summon, you get to send a spell/trap from your hand or field to the graveyard to add one White Woods card or one light spellcaster monster from your deck to your hand. Light spellcaster, I believe that's effect value, right? Or let me double check on this, because that would be a really insanely good target. if we can add Valor, right? I'm pretty sure Valor, if I could type, Valor is a light spellcaster. Okay, so being able to search out effect Valor, that is pretty cool. And it doesn't really have too many restrictions too. It's just one light and spellcaster. Okay. The second part is illusion and spellcaster synchro monsters you control gain 500 attack. Also, they cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Okay. It's kind of weak for like the stats, I guess, if you can beef them all up. I mean, this one's all illusions and then all of them. So you gain 1,000 if you can maybe turn 1 double these up. So you have a 3,000 and a 2,900 turn 1. But is that good enough? Well, let's check out the rest of their support before we sign them out as unplayable. All right, this is the last boss monster. Then we got the spells and traps. So this is Diabell Fiendess of the White Woods. So it's a level 8 light illusion synchro effect monster, 2,500 attack, 2,000 defense points, and requires 1 tuner plus 1 plus non-tuner monsters. And it says that you can only use the first and second effects of this card's name each once per turn. So the first part is, if this card is synchro summoned using a tuner synchro monster as material, you get to target 1 spell/trap in your graveyard and add it to your hand. Second part is, when your opponent activates a card or effect as a quick effect, you get to send 1 spell/trap from your hand or field to the graveyard to special summon 1 level 7 or lower tuner synchro monster from your extra deck, graveyard, or banishment. Wow. I mean, that is a pretty insane effect, but considering the second effect is once per turn, like, whatever you're using as a stepping stone, you get to bring that card essentially back and then boost it up by another, like, 500. Is that good enough? It doesn't, like, negate. I mean, that's a pretty good effect, being able to, bring out another card over there. But it needs some sort of like pop destruction, but maybe the other support will do it. So we have Legend of the White Woods, which is a regular spell card that says you can only use the first and second effects of this card's name each once per turn. I like how every single Yu-Gi-Oh card like has to have that now in its text. But if you control Illusion or Spellcaster, you get to add 1 White Woods monster from your deck to your hand. Second part is, if this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a monster effect, you get to set this card. Oh, okay, so I see how they work. So basically, you don't really lose out on a card with this archetype. Next up, though, we have Beware the White Woods, which is a normal spell card that says you can only use the first and second effects of this card's name each once per turn. So the first part is, if you control a level 6 or higher illusion or spellcaster monster, you get to target 1 card your opponent controls and destroy it. Okay. The problem is a lot of these can't be quick effects, because if they're quick effects, you can't set and activate in the same turn. But if this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a monster's effect, you get to set it. Okay. All right. Again, it would be cool if you could activate, them as quick play, regular spell cards. Okay, now we have a quick play. Now that's going against what the archetype was meant to do. So now we have Whispers of the Sinful Spoils, which is a quick play spell that says you can only use the first and second effects of this card's name each once per turn. So the first part is target 1 illusion or spellcaster monster you control, return that face-up monster to the hand/extra deck, then special 1 illusion or spellcaster monster from your graveyard or banishment. Second part is, if this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a monster effect, you get to set the card. Okay. Yeah, it's looking like they don't really have too much protection over here. Maybe this is the last card that's going to make up for the archetype. So we have Woes of the White Woods. This is a normal trap card that says you can only use the first and second effects of this card's name each once per turn. So the first part is a special 1 White Woods monster from your hand or deck. Then immediately after this effect resolves, you get to set, or you can synchro summon 1 White Woods monster. And the second part is, if this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a monster's effect, you get to set this card. Okay, so most of the stuff is basically for like the Wildwood. I mean, there's some illusion cess spellcaster support. Maybe you can make use out of like discard 1 card to activate some sort of effect, and then you can maybe splash it in something else, because it doesn't have to be sent by a White Woods card. But I would say overall, here's my first impressions of this archetype. Super underwhelming. The cards are generic though, like there is a little bit more splashability. Maybe you can make some use out of these out of other things, but a pure White Woods deck doesn't seem like it has the potential. It doesn't have those negate destroy cards, right? Anyways, next up we have AznEyes, Tachon, Primal. These are the brand new dragons here. AznEyes support. So light dragon effect, level 8, 3,000 attack, 25 defense, and it says you can only use the first and second effects of this card's name each once per turn. The first part is, if a dragon sees monsters on the field, as a quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand to either field. Okay. The second part is, if this card is normal or special summon, its owner adds 1 Tachon spell/trap from their deck to their hand. Third part is, when a dragon sees monster declares an attack, attach this card on the field to it as materials. I think there's something that gains attack equal to the like stars or something that your opponent has, like the monster level, and then if you attach it as material, you probably get some bonus. So that's my guess why you would summon it to your opponent's field. Okay. Next up though, we have a Tachon Cloud Dragon, which is a light dragon effect, level 4, so it works well with that brand new forgot what it was called, but like it's basically just a free special summon monster, and then it like net gets increased the levels of everything by 4 and itself. So basically just instant rank 8 basically. I think it was Galaxy War Drake was the name of the card. Anyways, Light Dragon effect, level 4, 300, 250 defense. Says you can only use the first, second, and third effects of this card's name each once per turn. So if this card is added to your hand except by drawing it, you get to special summon it. Second part is you contribute this card to special summon one Tachyon monster from your deck or graveyard except for itself. Third part is if you special summon a Dragon Exceeds monster, you get to target one of them, attach this card to it as material from the graveyard if it was there when the monster was summoned, or hand even if not. So pretty solid card all around. Easy, just search out the card, special summon it, and then you're just gonna go for whatever you need. That's pretty awesome so far. Next up, what the heck is this Schwarzschild Infinity Dragon? That looks crazy. So it's a Dark Dragon effect, level 8, 2000 attack, 0 defense. It says you can only use the effect of this card's name once per turn. You cannot special summon from the extract the turn you activate this card effect, except for Dragon Exceeds monsters. First part says you control no monsters, or your opponent controls a monster with 2000 or more attack. You just special summon this card from your hand. And if you do, special summon one level 8 light or dark dragon monster from your deck in defense position, except for Schwarzschild Infinity Dragon, but its effects are negated. Okay. Next up, we have the Drag Luxion, which is going to be a Light Dragon Exceeds effect, rank 8, 25 attack, 3000 defense points. It requires 2 level 8 monsters, and it says that you can only use the first and second effects of this card's name each once per turn. The first part is if this card is special summoned from the extra deck, you get to add 1 Galaxy or 1 Tachyon card from your deck to your hand. Second part is you get to attach 2 materials from this card to special summon 1 rank 8 Dragon Exceeds monster with 3000 attack from your extra deck by using this card you control as material. Then you get to attach 1 Galaxy monster from your extra deck to it as additional material, and it's treated as Exceed Summon and transfer the materials. Wow, that is a pretty dang good card. Just being able to, you go for it, you search out whatever you need, and then on top of that, you do have to detach 2 materials, but that's pretty easy, especially with the War Drake, right? For free extra, search whatever you need, and then you get to go for something else, and you get to attach it as materials. Like, but this is a really good card, especially since there's probably a bunch of cards that, like, if this card has X or whatever as material, you get another bonus. This is pretty good. Next up, we have the Tachyon Spiral of Destruction, which is a quick play spell card that says activate one of these effects, but you can only use each effect of this card's name once per turn. First part is if you control a Galaxy Exceeds monster, you can destroy all face-up cards your opponent controls whose effects are negated. Second effect is to target 1 Tachyon card in your graveyard except for itself and add it back to your hand. Third effect is to target 1 dragon number monster in your graveyard and special summon in defense position. Most of the stuff that you'd want, though, more likely you'd want to get the materials if it was like a really good card, considering it has to be a dragon and a number monster. Next up, we have Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy, which is the name of a Yu-Gi-Oh set, which is a normal trap card. It says you can only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn, and if you control a Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon monster, you can activate this card from the hand. Okay, so during the battle phase, you attach a material from your Galaxy Eyes Exceeds monster. If you control a number C monster, this card's activation and effect cannot be negated. Shuffle all monsters your opponent controls, normal or special summon this turn into the deck. I mean, that is a pretty insane effect if you can pull it off, but you'd have to wait to the battle phase, and more likely they would just make a monster that could negate it. But, again, if they can't negate this, that's a pretty good card. I mean, like, as much as I always dog on trap cards being too slow, it's suit conditional, basically brick harder, if you can use this and it has the correct, requirement, that's pretty nasty. Okay, and then this is an old card. What? Oh, what's this one? Okay, oh, this is a new artwork. Okay, so I guess these are an announcement of reprints, but who knows when we're getting this in the TCG. I think this card was kind of pricey for a while, right? So we have Safer, Nebula, Spiral, 107, Galaxy Eyes, Satellite, Dragon, Rank Up, Baryons, Force Tachyon, Transmigration, and Tachyon Spiral Galaxy. But wow, lots of new Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Let me know, guys, what you think of any of them down below. But if you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like. If you're new here, hit subscribe, turn the bell so you don't miss out on more new Yu-Gi-Oh cards and more new Yu-Gi-Oh gameplay very soon. Peace out, guys.